Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 5. Would like to present to you our video about microorganisms in freshwater and marine.
Water are classified into two types.
First is freshwater and second is marine. Freshwater environment can be grouped into two parts. First is lentic system, we call as standing water, including pond, lakes, marshes, and other enclosed water body. And second is the lotic system, which is we call as flowing water, like rivers, estuaries, and also canals. The microbial ecology of the freshwater in lentic and lotic system have different significantly in terms of carbon availability and food web. Okay, next we go through into marine environment. Marine environment can be divided into two parts. First is pelagic zone that refer to the water column where swimming and floating organisms live. And second is the benthic zone refer to the bottom and organisms living on and in the bottom. In the sea, there are a variety of bacteria that participate in biogeochemical cycling. The research focuses on the role of bacteria in organic matter decomposition, microbial adaptation in all sections of the ocean, and microbe survival in cold temperature. Microorganisms are the tiniest living creatures on Earth. They can be found in environment from the surface of the ocean to the skin and digestive system of human and animal. Microbes act as decomposer and also they maintain the balance of the ecosystem. By understanding the diversity of microorganisms, help the microbiologists to solve some problems such as global warming, disease, and also pollution. What is water microbial ecology? Water microbial ecology is the study of the interaction between microorganisms and how they affect water habitat. Ecology refers to the interaction among microbe and biogeochemical process. There are several domain composed water microorganisms. First virus, second bacteria, third protozoa, fourth algae, and also last fungi.
What is fungi? A group of those plants whose form is a thallus, built up of single cell or cells that possess definite cell wall and nucleus but lack chlorophyll and differentiation of vascular tissues. Fungi can be single cell or very complex multicellular organisms. They are found in just about any habitat but most live on the land, mainly in soil or on plant material rather than in sea or fresh water. Roles of fungi in our daily life.
What is fungi's characteristics, Miss Lily?
Let me tell you. So these are the characteristics of fungi. There are 7 characteristics that we will learn today, and let's see one by one. Fungi are divided into several phyla or known as families. The first phyla is Ascomycota, which is sac fungi. Second phylum is Blastocladiomycota. Third phylum is Basidiomycota. Fourth phylum is Microsporidia. Fifth phylum is Glomeromycota. Sixth phylum is Chytridiomycota.
Algae are simple photosynthetic organisms with plant-like characteristics and mainly found in aquatic environments. It's classified under the kingdom of Protista. Study of algae is called phycology, and the person who studies algae is a phycologist. Algae are eukaryotic organisms that contain three types of double membrane bound organelles, which are the nucleus, the chloroplast, which enable them to synthesize their own food through photosynthesis, just like plants, and the mitochondrion. Where algae can be found? Algae can be found in a wide range of environments such as moist soil, salt water, moist rock, and also fresh water. Algae range in size from phytoplankton, which are between 0.2 to 2 micrometers in diameter, to giant kelp, which can be 60 meters long. Some algae have flagella and can swim through the water. Examples of algae include seaweed, giant kelp. The algae can be divided into several types based on the morphology of their vegetative or growing state. So here are 6 types of algae. The first one is Chlorophyta, the green algae, Xanthophyta, the yellow-green algae, Rhodophyta, red algae, Phaeophyta, the brown algae, Pyrophyta, the fire algae, and the last one is the Euglionophyta or euglenoids. Chlorophyta mainly found in aquatic habitats, especially freshwater and saltwater environment. Since green algae contain chloroplast, they can process their own food. The Phaeophyta is among the largest and most complex species of algae and have a life cycle which involves the alternation of generations. Xanthophyta common in freshwater environments, with some few species living in saltwater environments, and appear a lighter green since their chloroplast lack a certain pigmentation, while the Rhodophyta mainly found in oceans in the tropical region. Okay, next the Euglionophyta and Pyrophyta. Euglionophyta contain chloroplast and can synthesize their own food through the process of synthesis. And euglena can be found in freshwater and saltwater environments, while Pyrophyta found in saltwater environments, with some few species found in freshwater environments. Pyrophyta produce neurotoxin, which is harmful to humans and other organisms. Algae are important. Algae are important because algae is the base of the food chain, and algae are also the food base for almost all aquatic life, include whales, fish, turtles, shrimps, and octopus. Economically, algae are important as a source of crude oil and sources of pharmaceutical and industrial products for humans. Is it algae toxic? No, because most of algae are harmless and an important part of the natural ecosystem. Only some types of algae produce toxins that can be harmful to people and animals, where these harmful algae grow rapidly and accumulate in a water environment, and it is known as a harmful algae bloom. It is difficult to tell the difference between a harmful algae bloom and non-harmful algae bloom. By the way, to be safe, people and pets should avoid water that affected by algae.
So, we will move to another microorganism in freshwater and marine environment, which is archaea. Archaea is microorganism that are similar in size and structure to bacteria, but have a clearly different molecular organization. They are now considered to be part of ancient group that reside somewhere between bacteria and eukaryotes. Types of archaea. The domain archaea is divided to main phyla, which is first Crinochaeota, group 1, and second Euarchaeota, group 2. Fundamentally, the characteristic of archaea is they usually live in unusual habitats such as extreme temperature, pH, salinities, hydrostatic and osmotic pressure. Archaea have a far significantly smaller number in different habitats than bacteria, and they normally make up less than 10% of the microbial population in the freshwater habitats. Specifically, the characteristic of archaea, which is I have two main phyla, which is Crinochaeota and Euarchaeota. Crinochaeota portray the mostly hyperthermophiles. Therefore, in the surface winter water and subsurface summer waters, the pelagic Crinochaeota appear to be more plentiful. Meanwhile, for Euarchaeota is phylogenetically varied, with physiologically unique species such as exclusively anaerobic methanogens, several halophiles like halobacteria, and extreme acidophile like Thermoplasmatoles. Thus, in the temperate ocean, marine group Euarchaeota occur most frequently at the surface than marine group Crinochaeota. Roles of archaea. First is methanogenesis, and second anaerobic methane oxidation, and third ammonia oxidation. Fourth, carbon dioxide fixation. 5. Seasonal variation of archaea inlets. And 6. Lastly, metabolize a variety of toxic substances.
Protists. The protists are the most genetically, morphologically, and metabolically diverse group of eukaryotes exceeding animals, plants, and fungi combined. In oceans, protists play critical roles in the functioning of food webs and the cycling of carbon and nutrients. They exhibit astounding diversity in form, behavior, and function. They can be primary producers, consumers, symbionts, or parasites. Characteristics of protists: unicellular but can form colonies, contain chlorophyll, dinoflagellate reproduce rapidly, at times producing harmful algae blooms. Some dinoflagellates are also bioluminescent. The atoms are encased within a silicon shell. Euglena have chloroplasts. In most marine ecosystems, photosynthetic protists such as dinoflagellates, euglenoids, and chrysophytes are the major primary producers. Dinoflagellates. Most of them are marine, but some occur in freshwater. Some show bioluminescence. Nutrition is photosynthetic, for example, Glenodidium. For chrysophytes are predominantly found in freshwater environments, and some are marine. They include diatoms and desmids, for example, Spirogyra and Cymbala. As for euglenoids, it occurs in freshwater and damp soils. Nutrition is holophytic, which means it performs photosynthesis, for example, Euglena and Ficus. Important member of oceanic phytoplankton and as symbionts with reef-building corals, forming symbiotic relationships with other organisms, including some jellyfish, responsible for 40% of marine primary productivity, forming a substantial basis of the marine food web. Making up part of plankton and nanoplankton are the foundation of the aquatic food chain, indicating the level of organic pollution of the water, responsible for over half of the total CO2 fixation by photosynthesis.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Iqmal Afifi bin Lokman, and I will be presenting about the next microorganism in freshwater and marine environment, which is virus. Viruses are the most abundant microorganism in the aquatic environment. Virus is an incomplete entity as they need a host to undergo replication, and they will become dormant if there is no host cell exists. Approximately, in only 1 milliliter of coastal water, there are contains up to 10 million of viruses, and the number of viruses decreases as we move further and deeper into the water. This is because in the deep water, the number of hosts also decreases. Basically, there are 4 types of shape that can be classified for viruses. The 4 shapes are: first is helical, which shaped like a cylinder. Second is polyhedral. Third is spherical shape. And lastly is complex shaped virus. Next, virus is very small in size. This picture shows the comparison of various types of viruses with E. coli bacteria. For example, E. coli is 1 micrometer in size, while bacteriophage T4 is only 2 to 5 nanometer in size. Moving forward, let's take a look of virus structure. This is 3D external structure of virus, and here are the internal structure of viruses. As you can see, typical virus contains genetic material covered with capsid, and then the envelope will protect the capsid with the attachment of glycoprotein spike. The structure of bacteriophage is more complex because it has 3 main components, which are head, sheath, and tail fiber. The viruses either in DNA or RNA form, but not both. Most aquatic environment viruses have double-stranded DNA, and most of them are bacteriophage, which only give harm to bacteria and not to humans. They belong to one of three families, which are Myoviridae, which is tailed bacteriophage with long tails that can contract. Next is Cephuviridae, which have curved, non-contractile tail, and Podoviridae, which very short, non-contractile tails virus. So, for the mechanism of virus application, there are 5 steps involved. First is absorption, second is penetration, third is biosynthesis, fourth is maturation, and the last step is lysis. Moving forward to the next slide is role of viruses in ocean. Viruses are responsible on the carbon release from ocean. They release around 140 gigatons of carbon a year, resulting from the bursting of infected host cells. The ruptured bacterial and algal host cells release dissolved organic and inorganic matter. The dissolved organic matter, DOM, is important and it is used by microorganisms for growth. Then it will be eaten by larger creatures such as zooplankton and fish, which will in turn be eaten by sharks, whales, and humans. In conclusion, each new infection offers the potential to produce new genes into the host, and each new progeny of viruses may have stolen genes from the host. In this way, viruses are the greatest reservoir of diversity in the ocean.
In conclusion, freshwater and marine environment differ in many ways, including salinity, average temperature, depth, and nutrient content, but both provide many excellent habitats for microorganisms. That's all from us. Thank you.